Alright, let's move on, and in this video we are going to learn how we can use a SOQL relationship query in Apex. And if you remember our SOQL challenge number 2, this was the query that we have written in that challenge, where we were retrieving the contact records and some of the information from the parent account and all the related child cases. And we are going to use this query for this video as our example. So let's open our anonymous window and let's erase this code that we have written in our previous video, and let's paste this query. Oh, it's not copied. Let's copy it from here and paste it. First, I'm going to remove the where clauses from this query because it's only returning one record, but I want more records here so that I can show you how we can iterate over those records. So let's remove this where condition and these conditions as well. The rest of the query remains same. And since this query involves three objects, the first one is contact, then the contact's parent, which is account, and then contact's child, which is cases. And when you are writing these SOQL queries in Apex, you always need to focus on the main object, which is contact here. So if you'll retrieve the result of this query, then you will retrieve it in a list of contact. So you will write list of contact. You cannot write list of account or list of case here. And let's use a variable called contacts and then use our square brackets. So I'm going to add a comment here, use list of contact to store the query result. And I'm going to add an additional comment here which says you cannot use list of case or list of account as our main object is contact. So yeah, you always need to use your main object as a data type in your list collection, else it's not going to work. And from this main object, we can traverse to the parent objects as well and to our child objects as well. So let's use a for loop to actually print the contact value, and then we will see how we can print the account information and the cases information as well. So let's use a for loop, and we are going to use contact as our data type, then a local variable, maybe like con, and then contacts. And here I'm going to use a debug statement, and I'm going to print the contact detail. I'll say like contact name, department, and title. Contact name, it should be this local variable dot the field name, which is name, plus then let's add some more information like contact department, and then the last item would be contact title. So that's it. This is how we can print the contact information. Let's execute this code and we should see all our contacts in our debug statements. So here we are getting our contact name, contact department, and contact title, and we are getting all the contact records. If you want to see how many records we are seeing here, then remove this checkbox and you can filter our logs. Just write down SOQL here and you will see that a SOQL query was executed in this Apex execution, and you will see your SOQL query as well and the number of rows it returned. So it returned 20 records. So far we are only printing the contact information in our debug logs. Now we need to print our account and case information as well. So let's go to our anonymous window, and now we will focus on the account object first, and then we'll focus on the case object. And printing this account information isn't hard. We simply need to use our local variable, which is con, and then these field values, like the way we are retrieving our contact information. So if you want to print your account information, maybe like in the same debug statement, then we can keep on adding more values here, maybe like account name, and here you will use your local contact variable, which is this con. So let me write that down, dot. Now here you are simply copying these fields from the SOQL query, right, after the dot operator. We need to do the same thing for the parent object as well. So we'll simply copy account.name and account.rating here. So I'll use con.account.name. So your Apex compiler will know that you are reaching to a contact object. From there you are going to the parent account object, and then you are retrieving the name field value. Let's add the rating information as well. And here we can simply write con.account.rating. So we should be good, and let's execute this code. We didn't get any errors, that means our code is fine. And let's click on this debug only checkbox. And now we are getting our account name and account rating as well. For some of the records, the account rating is null because the rating is not populated on those records. But if the rating is there, then we are getting the rating in the results. Now let's focus on our last object, which is case object. And case is a child object of contact here. So there can be multiple cases for one single contact. And for that, we need another for loop to actually iterate over these cases. We didn't need a for loop for the account object because there can be only one single parent, but the child records can be multiple. So what I'll do, first we need to reach out to these cases. So again we will use our relationship name, and then we can print these values. I'll show you that now. So here in this debug statement, we are printing the contact and account information. Now after this, I'm going to use one more for loop so that I can iterate over all the cases for that particular account. So this time, instead of writing contact, we will write case. Then let's use a local variable, maybe like case obj. If you want to write case, it's not supported. You need to give it another name because case is a reserved word in Apex. And then our list of cases. And how we can get that list of cases? We already have our contact variable, so we will use it. And then we will use our dot operator. And from here, using this dot operator, we will reach out to these cases. So we will use this relationship name, which is cases, and we will simply use it here to get list of cases for a particular contact. And now we can use our debug statement to print the case information. So let's write one more debug statement, and I'll say like case number. And the case number should come from this case object, which is our local variable, dot the field name, which is this one, the case number, and let's paste it here. Then let's add the case subject as well. And this should come from case obj dot subject. And let's add our semicolon. And I think we are good. First we are printing the contact and account information. Then we are retrieving all the related cases for that contact, which can be multiple. And then we are printing those cases information as well. So let's execute this and wait for the code to execute and click on this debug only checkbox. So if you'll see, first we are retrieving a contact name For the first one, there is no case, so we are directly moving to the second contact, then the third contact, and for this third contact we have a case, so that's why we are getting the case and case subject. Then we are moving to the fourth contact, then there is one more case, and then we are moving to the next contact, and this contact has multiple cases, and we can confirm it from our query as well. Actually, let's remove these where conditions from our SOQL query and let's execute it here so that we can compare our debug logs and the actual SOQL query result. The first two are not having any cases, so that's why we are directly moving to the third one after printing the contact and account information. The third one has one single case that we can clearly see. It only has one single case. Then maybe like fourth one also has a case, and fifth one has two cases. Let's see, our fifth record has how many cases? Oh, this is the fifth one. It has 1 and 2. Yeah, it has two cases. So that's how we are iterating over our child objects as well. So use the same strategy. You can directly print your parent account information using the dot operator, but if you want to reach out to the child object records, then you need one more for loop to actually iterate over those records and print them down. So I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you all in the next video.